I'm down on the waterfront today and I'm gonna show you guys something especially special and kind of rare. A new construction in Russian Hill. We don't see a lot of new construction. In fact, right now in San Francisco, new construction has dropped 85 to 90% from 2022 when interest rates went up. It really has slowed down, and new construction in Russian Hill is just not a thing that happens very often because it's not easy to build here with the different height restrictions and all of the historical preservation. This is really special. There's 35 units. So it's that building right over there. And we're gonna head over there and take a look. Now, I'm gonna show you how buying in a building like this can actually save you $10,000 or $20,000 a year in special assessments that plague a lot of the buildings in this neighborhood. So a lot of the buildings in this neighborhood, they're large, old Spanish-style buildings that have a lot of infrastructure problems. We'll analyze whether or not this is a good investment. We'll check out the finishes. We'll talk about the builder. So let's go on in and take a look.
Hello, Ruth. Welcome to Novoir.
Thank you, Isabel. I'm so excited to be here.
Of course. So I am Isabel Grody. Antoine Krumerol and I are co-listing this beautiful new development in Russian Hill from JS11. I will let you explore.
Amazing. Thank you so much for
You're welcome.
And we're gonna go show you guys around.
Okay.
Bye.
See you later.
Okay, so I'm gonna start in one of the two bedrooms. This one is on the lower floor, and as you can see, you have an open concept kitchen. This one actually has an outdoor patio. So you can come out here, sit down, have your coffee. Actually, this patio spans like a nice distance all the way down to the other bedroom as well, which is really nice, and it's super sunny out here right now. So this unit is priced at $1,595,000, and you've got, I love it when they build in the refrigerator, especially in a compact space, because it makes everything look a little bit bigger. You know, when you have the stainless steel, it kind of chops things up a little bit. So I love the contrast between the white and the oak wood. You have gas. I'm actually not sure because I feel like you can't use gas. So obviously they're following the rules here, but I feel like a lot of the new developments now can't use gas. So, or maybe it's going away in a couple of years. There's the whole California is going more green and that sort of thing. I love that they put a really big sink in here because a lot of times in these small kitchens, they give you a very small sink. I mean, let's face it, even if it's a small kitchen, you still have dishes to do and you really want to get them done. And it's hard to work in a really small space, but you've got the nice open concept, which I love. And then if you have roommates or something in here, it's nice that your bedrooms are separated a little bit. So you've got one bedroom here, and this is the patio again, right? That spans the whole area. This is the sales office. So there's like a little printer over here. They're using this as their office. And then this is an ensuite. And this is a nice concept, right? Because normally for a double vanity, you have to do 60 inches or something, but they managed to get a double vanity in here in about 40. So that's a nice design. Walk-in shower with a marble. Two closets on either side. So you could do, you know, if you have two people living in here, you could each have your own side of the closet, or you could take over the whole thing, which would be my preference. Then let's go over and I'll show you the other bedroom. Now you're probably wondering, based on the location and the views that you saw when I was walking, are there views? And obviously not on the lowest floor on this side of the street. We're on the south side of the street, but hang in there with me for a minute because I'm gonna take you up and show you some pretty incredible views. This second bedroom, a little bit smaller, but you still got a full-size bed in here. Obviously, this is going to be for the less favorite roommate or maybe it's a guest room. Apparently a lot of the people, I was talking to Isabel, and a lot of the people that are buying here right now, there's people, she said, coming from all parts of the Bay Area that are either wanting a pied-à-terre or they're wanting to have a workspace in the city and come back to the city. So a big range of some buyers coming for, you know, a second place, and other buyers who are coming. You're really situated super close to downtown, so it's gonna be super easy to get down there. Now let's go take a look at the views. Okay, so I'm walking out of the elevator into the penthouse, and this is a special treat, you guys, because unfortunately, this was one of the first units to sell. They have 35 units, and they've already sold 15 of them. This came on the market this summer, and oh, look at the cargo ship. Oh my gosh. This is amazing, right? So they have a lot of deck space here. This is where you would find me. I mean, this is just extraordinary. You've got Alcatraz obviously out in front of you. Ghirardelli Square is across the street. You can see the big Ghirardelli sign over here. Now, I was wondering if you could see the bridge, but you can't. I think it's hiding behind those buildings. But this unit is just really, really cool to have this outdoor space here that opens directly. Obviously, they don't stage everything in a new development. So a lot of times they'll just have a couple of staged units and then you have to use your imagination a little bit. But this one, as you can see, you've got the kitchen. This is gonna be your living room over here. All of these units have washer and dryers. They also have, I think, 6 parking spots that have EV parking. Some of them are on stacks, some are not. So the sooner you buy, the more, I think, not positive, but you get to choose maybe. I'll have to look into that for you if you want. And then there's 2 bedrooms back here, but they're doing some work, so I'm not gonna bother them. See, I mostly just wanted to show you guys that there are views in this building, though the main view is currently sold. So right now you're looking at prices ranging, they have studios and 1 bedrooms in here, and they go all the way down to $550 for the studios. And then the 1 bedrooms are in the $600-700 range. And then you go up to, they have only 1 3-bedroom left, and it's priced around $1,850-19. I think $1,850. Happy to look into it for you to get you the exact numbers. The HOA dues are actually pretty good. They are right between like $700 and $900 per the unit. And so for a new development, that's actually pretty low. I think you're looking at an average price per square foot on all of the units of around $1,400-1,500 a square foot, which for new construction is really good. Okay, let's go down and look at this other 2-bedroom. Okay, so let's see another staged 2-bedroom. So this one you can see, you've got the kitchen kind of off to the side, and you have some different vistas in here. And there's actually 2 different buildings. The one that we're in is on North Point Street, and then there's another building, I think on Larkin. And this is a J.S. Sullivan construction. Now he's a builder that's been around for a really, really long time in San Francisco. And when you're buying new construction, I think vetting the builder is really, really important. He did also Maison Pacific, which is just a few blocks down. It's a lot closer to Van Ness, but it's sold out pretty quickly. I want to say he sold the entire development in about a year. And so it's nice to buy with a developer that does really good finishes, that you don't have to worry about things hopefully going wrong. And so you're a little tight on here in terms of square footage, but I think it's very efficiently laid out. And because the square footage is a little bit smaller, I think you're gonna get a good price. And really, I mentioned to you guys earlier, a lot of the construction in Russian Hill is gonna be older buildings. There's many really large Spanish style buildings. It's a very different kind of construction that comes with those buildings, you guys. A lot of them have like roofs that are failing. They have, paint jobs that need to be done. They have elevators that need to be fixed. And so when you're buying in a new building like this, you don't get the same look. Granted, it's a very different look, but you also don't get those same headaches of like $20,000 a year of different special assessments that are coming up. And, you take those out over 5 years, it's an extra $100,000 that you would spend on that building. So you don't have that to worry about. So if you're a busy professional that doesn't want to worry about that kind of maintenance or that kind of unexpected headache, I think that this could be a really, really good building for you. So I like this one. We're on the 4th floor. This is a 6-story building. So you get some really good light up here. You can still see the street, but the buildings across the street are good looking. They're easy on the eyes. And then you have, where is the refrigerator hiding? Aha. So nice and built in. This is 24 inches, you guys. So they have scaled down your appliance package in here. And this, I believe, is also a 24-inch refrigerator. This may be more for your weekend home or if you're somebody who eats out a lot. There's a lot of great restaurants The easiest corridor to get to from here is going to be right on Polk Street. But Russian Hill up on Hyde, there's some amazing restaurants. It is a pretty steep walk up there. And then you could go down to the waterfront as well, which is just 2 blocks from here. And there's some restaurants right on the water. So let's go see the courtyard. Okay, so we're gonna go down and see the courtyard. Now, I told you earlier that the HOA dues are actually really reasonable in this building. A lot of new construction or high-rise buildings, HOA dues for, for a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, they can be in the $1,200, $1,500 range. Hold on, let's see. This is where we're going. They have elevators in here, but I don't have a key. And so all of these, I'll show you. It's actually pretty cool. So this is all a touchless system. And so if you live here, you actually get all the touch stuff on your phone and you just tap in and tap out. But guess what? I don't live here, so I don't have that. So the courtyard is really the only amenity. So you're not paying for a bunch of extra amenities here, but it is nice to have some outdoor space. So the courtyard is a major amenity, which is not major. I get it, right? I hear what you're thinking, but you're not paying all this extra money for swimming pools and gyms and stuff like that. And I have a lot of buyers a lot of times that tell me they just don't want that stuff. So if you don't want that stuff and you don't want to pay for that stuff, then buying in a building like this where you're not paying extra for it. And you might say, well, $800, $900 is still a lot of money. I get you, I hear you. And I've done videos on why you actually do want to have HOA dues, because you want there to be a reserve whenever something goes wrong. Anyway, this is the courtyard. You've got a barbecue out here. You've got a seating area. It's really nice and sunny. They're in the process of stringing up some lights here. And so, it's a nice place that you can bring your friends down, have a little barbecue, that sort of thing. There's other things with HOA dues. I'm not gonna go into it all, but I'll drop a video in the end if you want to watch and learn more about that. Okay, let's go check out the garage. Okay, so if you've ever been to Russian Hill, you probably know that parking is not always easy. So having a parking spot is really awesome. These don't all come with parking spots. So often, I think with San Francisco and the building department, I'm not totally sure, don't quote me on this, they let them only have a certain number of spots. That's why you're gonna see places that have mandatory valet and different things like that. So the studios and 1-bedrooms don't have parking. This is a stacker system, but they do have some independent parking systems as well. And then I think they have 6 EV spots. And so, but nice big garage, nice concrete construction, big spots, and they have a little bike space back there as well. So I promised I was gonna show you the park. Let's go take a look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna head 1 block up here to Franciscan Park. Right behind me, you can see that you have the waterfront. So depending on what's your vibe, if you wanna go and get some exercise down by the water and kind of feel that, you can walk right down there 2 blocks, or you can take a right from the property and walk right up here to Franciscan Park. Now, this park was developed in 2022. It used to just be this big concrete reservoir. I don't know how many years it took, but it took a long time. There's a lot of neighborhood funding that went into raising the money to build this park. And now it's got a great, one of the best actually, dog areas in the city. They have a playground there, and it's just massively transformed the neighborhood to have, having green space in San Francisco, it's kind of one of our things. I mention this all the time, right? That we have 270 parks in San Francisco. So this is one of the newest ones. So let's run over. Hi, you're making Landry run in circles. Let's run over and check it out. Okay, so I think whether or not you just want to grab a bottle of whatever is your flavor of bubbly and head over here with a picnic with your friends, or you want to bring your kids over here to play in the park, or you want to bring your furry pets. Look at this, there's a bunch of dogs out here playing today. So cute. So there's a little bit of something for everybody over here. We'll walk over. Now I'm walking right now in the direction of Hyde Street. That's where the cable car runs. So in the neighborhood, you have a lot of the famous touristy landmarks, right? You know, North Point, the property that we were just at, it's got Ghirardelli Square right across the street. You can actually see it from some of the properties. So that's one. And then obviously the cable car is another one. You can hop on that, but it's kind of cool just to look at it. You have Lombard Street really close by to here as well. It's right up there. But if you keep headed up Hyde, and you can see if you look at the topography, Landry's showing the topography, it's pretty steep there, and so it's a pretty good trek up there, but there are some fantastic restaurants, coffee shops right up there on Hyde as well. And if you don't want to take that walk, if you just head in this direction down to Polk Street, there's a ton of really great restaurants right over there. There's a lot going on over on that section of Polk. Actually, you have a lot of options. You could continue walking in that direction and you're going to hit the marina and Cow Hollow. And then if you turn around and walk the other way back towards the water in that direction, then you're gonna go into North Beach. And both directions this way, east to west, is really flat. So you really have a choice of a few different vibes of different neighborhoods to go to, which is kind of cool. Like North Beach is, you know, it's the Italian section of town, so lots of Italian restaurants. It's got a very European feel. There's a ton of Europeans that actually live there. And then it's also one of the neighborhoods where you really see a lot of the landmarks of San Francisco. You've got Fisherman's Wharf. Obviously, you've got the water. You'll see the Transamerica building while you're over there. But the food is amazing. Just a lot of very small boutique mom and pop restaurants and some bigger ones too. And some good nightlife as well. It's nice to just be in a neighborhood where you have options of different vibes. So I love that. Okay. Yeah, so check out the hill, right? It's a good climb. You're gonna get a workout if you wanna go north up to the shops on Hyde Street. So over here we have the kids' playground. Like I said, this is really new, just a few years old. And it's so nice to have a little place to bring your little ones to come and play. And it's set down a little bit, so it's nicely sheltered from the wind. I find that Russian Hill does get a little bit windy. The weather over here it's solid, but you do have some wind that comes in. As you can see right now, I always wear my hair back when I film over here because I have to. Let's walk up here a little bit. I wanted to talk to you while I have you about pricing. So for the neighborhood, in Russian Hill last year, there were 63 sales in the neighborhood. And the average price per square foot for a 2-bedroom, those were all condos, which is what I want to focus on since that's what North Point is. But the average price for a 2-bedroom in the neighborhood is just under 1.750. The prices over here at the building that we were just at, they actually are pretty on point. You're getting a little smaller size in those because that's how they build new construction these days. But what you are getting is you're still getting the utility of the 2 bedrooms. They have 1 3-bedroom left, but you're also getting the newness of the infrastructure and the building and that sort of thing. And so I think it's actually priced on point. And to be clear, I am not the listing agent, so I'm not trying to sell this to you. I'm just giving you my honest opinion about the prices over there. And I think that, look at this, you guys, this is gorgeous. I think that their sales history, I mean, for them to come on in July, that's generally a slow time in San Francisco. For real estate, things really slow down as people kind of leave for the summer. And for them to come on in July and have already sold 15 homes, it's a pretty big deal. So I think that building's gonna fly off the shelf. So if you wanna see something in that building and you wanna have your own representation, then reach out to my team. We'd love to show you that, go and show you a couple of other things, you know, that compare so that you can tell what you're buying, help you review the contract. Keep in mind that when contracts are written on these new construction buildings, they are written by the developer for the developer. So having an independent third party to help you review that contract is something that I personally would do myself. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more about Russian Hill, we've done lots of videos. I'm going to point you to this one right here where you can take a tour of the neighborhood.